You're probably not used to this just yet, plugging a car into a power outlet like a set of Christmas lights or a weed whacker, but this is the way things are heading. After all, electric or partially electric cars in this case are getting better, more attainable, and one day we might all drive one. This is the Hyundai Ioniq PHEV, which means plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. It's one member of an all-new product family that I should explain a little. Ioniq is one car with three unique electrified powertrains to choose from. You can get the Ioniq in a standard hybrid, which uses gas and electric power together. You can also get the Ioniq as a full electric vehicle, or EV, which is 100% electric and never goes to the gas station.
The third Ioniq is this one, the PHEV PHEV, or plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. And it's sort of a mix between the regular Ioniq hybrid and the full electric Ioniq EV. Now, it has a gas engine and a battery like a regular hybrid, but the battery on this is bigger and it stores more power. Now, with the regular Ioniq hybrid, you can't plug it in, but with this one you can, and when you do, you sort of overfill that bigger battery. So when it's fully charged, you can go up to 47 kilometers of driving using no gasoline. After that, it functions like a regular hybrid with a gas engine and an electric motor. So it's basically like an electric car if you drive under about 47 kilometers in between recharging, and like a hybrid after that, so you can drive as far as you like.
The nutshell, Ioniq Hybrid uses a little gas and never needs to be plugged in. Ioniq EV uses no gas ever, and you recharge it only by plugging it in, and in between, this Ioniq PHEV uses virtually no gas if you drive less than about 47 clicks between visits to a power outlet, and it uses a little bit of gas like a hybrid after that. With Ioniq, Hyundai has created a model range where their very latest powertrain tech lives, which is why all Ioniq models are partially or fully electric powered. The Tester recharges in about 7 hours on a household outlet, faster at a quick charge station, but beyond getting used to plugging it in, mostly, this is just a regular little car, and a pretty good one. Easy to get in and out of. Up front, lots of nearby storage, good forward view, comfy seats with heated leather. The interior is very normal. Everything looks, functions, and is located as expected, and first-time PHEV drivers will be thrilled that really there's nothing much different about living with, driving, or operating it. Rear seats are adult-friendly with decent legroom, though headroom will disappear quickly for larger passengers. The cargo hold is on the shallow side thanks to the big battery that lives underneath, but it's wide and flexible thanks to the folding rear seats. There are a few compromises to functionality and space. It's well equipped too. There's a punchy stereo, a wireless recharging pad, must-have Android Auto connectivity, automatic climate control and headlights, radar cruise, a highly effective lane-keeping assist system that can actually steer for you, and more. So how's she drive? Well, good, and even better if you're sort of a naturally light-footed, easygoing driver. Ride quality is well done, a touch stiffer and sportier than I expected, but mostly it strikes a nice balance between a durable, sturdy, and solid feeling and decent ride comfort. Steering doesn't let you feel much of the road, but at low speeds it's feather light for one-finger maneuvering, then it heavies up at highway velocities a measure, helping the Ioniq to clamp into its lane. Even on windy days, it feels planted and not like a four-wheeled kite. Highway noise levels are about on par with your average small car too.
And so again, minimal compromise for the functionality, the content, or the driving experience. Because at the end of the day, the shopper wants more options to save fuel, but they don't want to give anything up, and that's exactly what you're seeing here.
There is one thing you'll have to get used to though, the response from the pedals. First, the throttle. The default mode is lazy and syrupy, and you need very big throttle inputs to get the Ioniq moving in any sort of rush. This makes it easy to drive fuel efficiently, but also makes the Ioniq feel like it's got a hangover. Some drivers will find this mode to be too lazy of a setup, though there's a sport mode which jacks up the responsiveness and even turns the center speedometer into a rev counter. Here, Ioniq responds like it's just chugged a case of pre-workout powder, but the throttle is too sensitive. Inputs are exaggerated. You'll be using more fuel than you need. It left me wishing for a regular mode, somewhere between the too lazy and too excited modes you get here. Brakes additionally are par for the course with a hybrid vehicle. Performance is fine, but the feel at the pedal is quite vague and devoid of any feedback until you really get them working. That's just the way hybrid brakes work, and once your brain and right foot get used to things, you'll be just fine. Performance is not the point of this car, but it's better than you think. Total system output of 164 horsepower and nearly 200 pounds of torque make this one fairly zippy when called upon, but all that low-end torque also means the Ioniq can keep up to regular city traffic without having to work too hard at all. The engine doesn't sound particularly excited about working hard, but with the electric motor helping, the Ioniq moves along well. Even with plenty of factors working against better fuel mileage, including the cold weather, winter tires, and the fact that mostly I drive on the highway, though cars like this tend to be more efficient in the city, I recharged nightly, did many fuel-free drives over a week, and ultimately went 1,370 kilometers using 59 liters of fuel. That's 4.3 liters per 100 clicks, or about half as much as a Honda Fit driven in similar conditions. My major gripe was the climate control system, which works fine but uses fuel. If you want to be warm quickly, the only way to do it is to run the gas engine, which takes away from some of the EV magic. Literally, when you crank the heat, you turn on the engine, sometimes on parts of a drive that would otherwise be tackled using no gas. End of the day, here's a great way to take in the experience of all-electric driving with conventional car range and no range anxiety. All from a package that stands out pretty well as a solid all-around product, fuel efficiency aside. Pricing for a loaded unit like this tester lands at about $36,500, though government rebates and incentives may knock that back by thousands, over $8,000 in Ontario, for instance. It's worth a serious look, especially if your daily commute falls within Ioniq's EV range, in which case you'd virtually never use gas. Thanks for watching.